As you guys know, there was some crazy news today. Microsoft actually announced the Xbox Series S, and let's go ahead and see how it kind of compares against the Xbox One S and see, which one is better, which one is the best one you should pick up. Now, obviously, if you have any brain, you should probably pick up the Xbox Series S when that officially comes out sometime in November. It's kind of estimated in November, but it could probably be later. Now, design-wise, there are some pretty big differences between the designs. As you can see, the Xbox One S looks, a little bit different than the Series S, but there's also some similarities. You can see that the Series S kind of stands upright where the Xbox One S was kind of supposed to be kind of like sideways. But the main thing that Microsoft actually pushed out for the Series S is that it's actually apparently the slimmest Xbox that has ever been released. And it's actually 60% smaller and thinner than the Series X, which is pretty crazy. So that's going to be pretty insane. I'm pretty sure the Xbox Series S is going to be pretty insane and should be smaller theoretically than the Xbox One S. So that is going to be pretty insane. Now, in terms of the gameplay itself, the Series S is going to be much more performance heavy. You are able to do 4K at 60 on the Series S, but also 1440p at 120 frames per second in the future, which is going to be really, really awesome. So that's a really awesome capability that you're going to have on the Series S. Whereas on the One S, we have that standard 4K, which is still totally okay. I'm totally okay with that. Now, the main thing about the Series S that you have to keep in mind is that there is no CD slot on it. It's all digital. Whereas on the One S, we actually did have that disc slot in it. The Series X also has that disc slot, but the Series S is just supposed to be a, all digital copy, basically just like how the PS5 digital version is. This is supposed to be the digital version of the Series S. And the thing is to keep in mind is that the Series S is still supposed to be compatible and backwards compatible with almost all Xbox One games, as well as some 360 games and even some original Xbox games, which is going to be pretty insane. But you're going to have to go and get those things through a digital version. So you're probably going to have to get them through the Microsoft Store versus, your old collection, which you could just go and, use the CD and plug it in. You're going to have to go through the digital route. So that's a pretty big thing to keep in mind. Most probably you might already have a ton of games that were in digital format on your One S or One X or Xbox One. So you can always transition those over to your Series S pretty easily. But that is a pretty big thing to keep in mind. The One S was able to be backwards compatible with some 360 games, but not a majority of them. So kind of keep that in mind. The Series S will also have an SSD, where the One S did not have an SSD, it had a hard drive. The controller is also a little bit different on both. You have a dedicated share button on the Series S, which is really cool, and that'll make it so it's a lot easier to go and get screenshots and all that crazy stuff. The One S remote is still a classic remote. I love that remote a lot, but you can see that there's some obvious differences between both. Now, cost-wise, the Xbox Series S will probably cost around that $299 price tag. That's what Microsoft said it right now, but I kind of have a theory that by holiday time there's going to be a lot of discounts for it, possibly as well. I could be totally wrong about it, but that's kind of what I'm estimating, maybe not. The Xbox One S actually right now costs $199. A lot of them are being sold for a lot cheaper, and you can get them in the used market for substantially cheaper than that. So that really pretty much covers up the main differences between these. Like I stated before, if you have any brain, getting the Series S is the easiest way to go. Eventually, when it comes out in a couple of months, that'll definitely be one of the better consoles that comes out. But I still think the Xbox One S still has a long ways to go. I love the design of this console, the white and black, it just looks so good. And I think for a majority of people, if you're trying to go and get a console, the One S is still a really good one as well, but a majority of people will rather pick up the Xbox Series S, and I'm right there with you. The Series S is definitely the better way to go between these. So that's really pretty much it. Just a quick little comparison between these two. If you guys have any other questions or anything, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. Every single subscriber that we get really does count, so it means so much if you guys can hit that. Also check out the other links down in the description as well. My Twitter, my Instagram, my second channel. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.